Jake Paul dropped a beautiful song called "Fuck Dana White." So what?
Hey, what's he gonna do if one of the Paul brothers start running through all the UFC dudes? Now, don't get me wrong; these are elite athletes, but their sole focus is not only boxing. A lot of their strengths is the wrestling.
That's not what it is, though, because there's 50 guys in the UFC right now who would drop Jake Paul in a second. But what it is the money.
Right.
Money's the number one thing. If you let these guys go to boxing, they're not coming back to the UFC.
Exactly. So then, why is something not being done in that aspect?
But hasn't Dana always played that like tough guy game where he's like, you want to, there you go. If you don't want to fight in the UFC is yes. the game. So go ahead. If you want to go somewhere, go.
Which is why he's coming off with all these issues now with Francis Ngannou, the heavyweight champion in the UFC. His contract is basically coming up, and he doesn't think he's going to stay.
Right.
Now, I haven't watched in a while. When's the last time Ngannou had like a big fight?
2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He won against Cyril Gane. I understand where he's coming from in that because Dana White does need to pay his fighters.
Yeah, that's been a big thing for a while now.
I mean, come on. The fact that Conor McGregor makes like 99.9% of his billions off of literally everything other than the UFC, like, what's the issue? Like, why are we...
The UFC does not pay, and they're putting their fighters in there to get life-threatening injuries.
UFC is new.
Yep.
So they're not just now, but they just recently came into the big bucks, and now they are the big name, and everybody knows UFC and blah, blah, blah. Now they don't say MMA. They say, oh, you do that UFC stuff. Like, it's not even the right thing anymore. So they are the game. They are the game. Now, this is where I would say even just a few years ago, probably even now, fighters are just arguing for more money all the time. That's going to be a thing forever. But when Conor was getting so big, what do you look for?
Cup.
Oh, cup. When Conor was getting so big, all the other fighters were like, hold on, why is this dude making so much money and we're making this much? I want the big bucks. Nate Diaz was big on that for a while. I want to make the big bucks, blah, blah, blah.
Now Nate Diaz does make the big bucks.
Well, exactly. Now it's so much less of a problem for them to give out.
Is he your favorite fighter?
I would say.
Is he your favorite?
I got my Nate Diaz.
I was going to say, is he your favorite fighter?
He is my favorite fighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because his style is just fun to watch.
It's so fun.
It's the style I love.
Slap people the whole time, bro.
He fights in a street fighting type of style. You know what I mean? Like
that's if you grew up watching or liking street fights, Nate Diaz is like, oh yeah, bro. He just slapped this. He just open hand smacked this dude.
He'll stand in front of you and let you punch him in the mouth.
Yep.